Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome back to Total War Attila as we continue churning through the many things that we have to churn through. Dealing with endless rebellions, it's not fun, but it is something you gotta do in this game to a certain degree. We've only got one rebellion imminent, and we've got two generals on the hoof back to Rome, so that is going to be people that we can deploy here. We could delay that for a turn, but I don't particularly see a need to right now, because we've got generals in plenty. We have, however, got to just recruit a couple more generals here. We'll go ahead and get one here in Olisepo. Political animal is fine. We can reinstate a legacy because this continues to gain experience for these legacies. So this legion will continue to grow and gain experience. I don't know about the pathing here, but I think that we're going to be a little bit mucked. Oh no, we can get right across the river. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we can get here for mercenaries. We can get a pike unit and a mercenary Germanic warband. Those are pretty good. This actually only has Limitane here for one of its infantry units, so I should actually have enough of an advantage that I don't need to recruit anything there yet. Develop some regional traditions. Oh, we did finish the tech. Right, that was ages ago. Anyway, we also need to do something here in Lugdunum, but this is an interesting choice. Like, I could potentially force march an army and get down there in time to deal with that problem, but in all honesty, I'm probably going to be busy dealing with more outcroppings of rebels in New Burzis because of the Germanic pagans getting uppity at me. So I'm going to go ahead and just get another army recruited here in Lugdunum, and this will let me deal with them a little bit faster. So generals are getting awfully expensive now, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's see what we got for mercenaries here. Just a unit of slingers, so we'll go ahead and, well, we'll also check what they have here. They've got better troops here, so we'll pick up a couple units of Comitatensis, or a unit of Comitatensis. That's really crappy, but better than nothing, I suppose. Better than a kick in the teeth, as they say. So unfortunately, we did spend a lot on generals and on units there at the last second, but it's not so bad. If it weren't winter, I would probably go crush these Ostrogoths, but as it is right now, that's not really practical. Let's go ahead and get these Germanic pikes added to this army. I think that I want to, just because, like, it's so good when you've got a smaller army and they're on a very defensive-looking stance here, and this is what we're doing with this army. So, last bit of cash goes into that. Drops my income just a little bit, but we're only looking at a little bit of a drop there. Yeah, so we're looking at a lot of pikish armies along my eastern frontier, and they're good for holding out in cities until the enemy starts getting really heavy arrows and stuff like that. It's really good troops that can push through that. Which does happen eventually, but, you know, not going to worry about that right now. I want to think about getting ready to attack with this army here, with whatever I can grab into Eblana, but I'm not too sure that I need to anytime soon. Pretty happy over here. Why is this considered ruined? Wall strength is at 94%. I thought I fixed this. Yeah, it is considered fixed. I don't know what's going on there. Interesting. Actually, that might be persistent here, because I know that this map layout had a gap in the wall. I'm considering demolishing this and bringing it down to level 1, but I don't know if I really should. Okay, so things are looking pretty good in our empire, in all seriousness here. Can probably get rid of this army some point soon, but I don't know if I need to. We can get rid of the upgrade to the Colonia here. But we could keep it actually for the growth bonus. We should be growing next turn, I think. Accumulated growth is at 40, and we'll be at 48. So yeah, we will have the population surplus, so we'll be able to build something here. We're probably going to get that government building again. It is quite good. I did deploy the spy here when I don't think anyone was looking, and we can look at the effect that had on our income. It's 1,940 in Carthago now. That's an extra 400 a turn in tax revenue. So the difference that those guys make is actually pretty huge when they're doing that. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just check our politics and diplomacy tabs one more time. You guys still aren't at war with anybody. Wow.
Do not attempt to sweeten truth with honey. Speak plainly, and I will deal honor.
Oh, okay, finally. Jesus. Okay, I was wondering when I would be able to get them into a fight. These guys are in a bunch of fights. These guys are in a ton of fights. These guys are in a bunch of fights. Alright, everyone's fighting everybody at this point in time. That's pretty good. Yeah, those guys are gonna not fight, but... I would love to get these guys a little bit happier with me, but I don't know if that's really possible here. Yeah, those guys are fighting a couple people now. You guys...
Am I always to be disturbed by foreigners? If it is
I don't think these guys are strong enough that they'll actually fight anybody, but... Langobards, they're in a bunch of wars. Ooh, they're actually in a ton of wars now. Wonder why that keeps happening to them. Alright, Palmyra. They might trade with me now.
Do not try my patience with a
Nope,
doubt.
still low. Alright. Okay, I think that that is just about everything that we can realistically do here. We could try and ask for gifts from some of these people. It's probably been enough turns since I've done that. Nope, still rejected, so we'll have to wait just a little bit longer before these factions are willing to give us a little bit of cash.
Most humble audience.
You can see that, like, it's a moderate chance that they'll give us a gift, so you want to go through and wait until they're willing to do that for you, and then do it. You know, extra money, extra little bits of cash, it's always worth it. Dacians, are you willing to give me a little cash?
Today's greetings to you.
They're probably actually too weak right now to actually give me a gift. Okay, well, going to accumulate that upward. It increases the odds over time, so going to be okay. It's just that I would love to get an extra few hundred, so I've got 9,000 incoming next turn. It would let me build a little bit more buildings, but let's go ahead and hit end turn here. I think I might have to do one more sweep across everything just to make sure I haven't missed anything. Again, very meticulous, laborious process going through a legendary campaign, but that's sort of what it's about. Alright, so I can't think of anything else that needs to be done, so let's go ahead and hit end turn here. Like, I would love to know where that fleet off of my eastern coast of Britannia is, but those transport ships from the Jutes, they might actually be retreating back to Juteland? I don't know. Oh, crap, that's not good. My forces are kind of shifted in a position that's going to make it hard to intercept those. Visigoths are still consolidating their hold down near where they can crush the Eastern Romans. So, not really my concern, technically speaking. It looks like the Huns have withdrawn in that region. Alright, they've got an actual fleet there, but it's only got one ship. Or maybe two, I don't really know. Okay, but I still don't have any sight of the actual Jute fleet. They're gonna just ram up on the shores and just surprise me somewhere. It's gonna be awful. Alright, Eastern Romans, get your transport ships up to the front that needs it, goddamn. Jesus. The Eastern Romans AI, just because they're such a broad empire, similar to how the Western Romans have this problem in the AI, really does struggle compared to a lot of other factions. Oh, good. He's coming back around towards me-ish. I wonder if I can catch that fleet. Now, the interesting thing is, I think that city that they're probably heading towards has enough garrison now that it can take those guys out, so it's not really useful for them to be fighting there. Alright, who had Father Gratianus Maximus Bibulus? Oh, well, that's fine. Illegitimate children are still children. Let's see here. Alright, Hilarious, you're spending more of your power to get into office. Spurius Communus Hadrianus, you're also doing that. You got your office secured perfectly fine. Okay, so this should have increased our power, balance of power just a little bit. As you can see, it's a little bit higher into acceptable. It's not anywhere higher now yet, but Spurius Hadrianus, why are you pissed off? Spurned. Right, well, whatever. Let's go ahead and try and restore his loyalty a little bit. We can use Maria here. We should also check here. Yeah, this is our illegitimate son that we've got here between this guy. It's probably because he's at sea and his wife's just lonely. It's just like, you know, I mean, you've been out in the ocean so long that it kind of gets worse and worse. I should probably actually get this guy married, potentially. Governor of Carthage. But, yeah, for now, we'll go ahead and use this action here to get loyalty from this guy. He should be happy. He got his military count position. F off, guy. Nope, Atropius Cato is also rebellious. Well, can't do a whole lot about all this stuff. We'll have to find someone who can take that weighted practice shield, though. I mean, I could just sack this guy. He's a general in Lusitania. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably sack him regardless. Alright, what have you guys sort of gotten up to here? Also, what's our rebellion situation in Magna Graecia, and do we have any impending rebellions? I don't think I saw any. Huh. I don't see any impending rebellions. Okay, so we will need a general posted here in Magna Graecia, so we can actually get one of these guys that's free now. I'm not going to let you get any more influence or be a part of an army, so I'm going to get you instead, because you've got a team attitude going for you here. Alright, we got just a couple of units, but that should be enough to win a fight against these rebels here, so we'll wait that out next turn. Lovely that that was free. We probably will... Actually, no, I don't think I do need any more generals. Alright, let's get you guys to normal speed here. Alright, what have you guys actually got? You've got 2 ships, I've got these 3 ships. I don't know if they'll run here, but I do want to get rid of these Marians. Then I can get really more diplomatic stuff going on here. Okay, I think they might make it away. Yeah, they're away. Okay, let's see if we can make it into reinforcement range of Tomosiga, just in case they attack. Well, what can Tomosiga do? Can they defend themselves fine here? Like, I'm not 100% convinced that this could successfully defend itself against whatever ships they've got here, but these guys have been... Actually, no, they can definitely defend themselves against whatever ships they've got there. So we'll go ahead and we won't go into open ocean here. We won't pursue them, because that will take us into open ocean here. But we'll sort of spread out a little bit, just in case... Like, I don't know where they're going to go, so somewhere like here makes it easier for me to catch them later. This province, this region here, is doing okay in terms of happiness, so that won't last long, but it is the way it is going right now. This place is happy, no rebellion. This is really helping out with that. It'll go down gradually just because we are going to lose the suppression bonus here. You can see the crackdown, military crackdown, +7 there, so once that's gone, we'll be down to -2, so it could be a good idea to get something like a Latin church. That changes it from 3 to a 4, which is unfortunately not very much. That's the problem with the Latin churches. They're just not worth a whole lot. This is a 600 upkeep maintenance as well, so it's a big increase in maintenance, not a huge increase in effect. We're only at -1 a turn in this region of Aquitania here, which is quite nice. Could upgrade the Latin baptistry to the Latin maritarium. That's only 200 extra a turn, but it's a lot of... we don't really have that available. We could also increase this to a Belne. We don't, strictly speaking, need the extra cleanliness, but we will because we've got gold veins here. So getting a Belne here is a good idea. So that would reduce that from 85 -1 to just a flat, but we'll think about it more here. This region here, pretty happy, +6 a turn. I don't need to do anything for these guys. Belgica, need to increase our food income here because we've been dropping down in food income pretty consistently. I can't really think of anywhere that I can easily increase our food without cattle pens researched. So let's go ahead and check our tech web here. After we research this, we might want to actually go ahead and research that. And I'm thinking, yeah, tributary servants, which also gives us wealth from agricultural buildings. This is a really good one regardless. I like the fact that we have got such a high research rate, 158% on some of these. Getting Matiarie would also be potentially quite good, but I like that this is 1 turn but costs you money. It's an awful thing. Anyway, yeah, so that region I think we can have it sticking in as is. This region still needs to get another goddamn building slot open. It's going to be a problem for a while until I can get a governor building here. I probably don't even need a recruitment ground here anymore though, so why don't we go ahead and demolish it? Well, actually no, we'll do a wave of recruitment over there, and then we'll demolish it. So why don't we do that? So this province is going to have even more issues, but... Actually, what the hell is this? Artisans. Okay, I'm going to demolish that building too. You know what, we're just going to get rid of that. I don't need it, and this will give me an opportunity to build a governor building there. Okay, you guys over here.
Commander.
Let's go ahead and just top off on cohors because we've got everything else except cavalry, of course, which I can't really get here. After this, we can demolish this rally field. I don't know if I can demolish it now, but I think I can demolish it next turn at any rate. Okay, they're actually at only -1 turn right now, but still, I'd really love to get another 3 population surplus there. These guys are still happy. I mean, they've got plague ravaging through Carthage right now still, but once that goes away, it'll be even better. Ooh, -8 a turn. This is pretty bad. We could upgrade this to the vineyard. That will help a little bit. Costs 4,000, and it is spring, so we're getting a discount on that. Is it spring? Are we not getting the good effect from spring here? Yeah. Yeah, we are getting a discount. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll change it from a +3 to a +5. We'll be getting more resources produced for our trade network, so that's pretty strong. Leaves us with only 3,000 left to play with, so we might need that to deal with our rebels. That place is getting +5 a turn in happiness. This place is getting -1 still, so it's still eh. But we're actually a lot better off than I could have been. I don't think I can upgrade that. Yeah, I can't. I haven't researched that yet. Italy, they're doing okay. I'll want to upgrade their cattle field here eventually, but is this a good month for that, actually? This might be a good month for that. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that, actually, because it's discounted in this season. Why don't we get a couple farms upgraded in places that kind of need them. Insula Occidentalis, unfortunately, can't get their cows upgraded yet. We'll do that come next spring, I think. Liguria here, they've got plenty of food. Their public order is now positive. Lugdunensis is rebels, so they're not actually positive, but we would love to get a governor's house here. They've got enough food for it? No, they don't, actually. Could upgrade to this, but that's actually quite risky because once the fertility drops, this place will be in trouble. I need to get to 4 population here. I probably will have to build fishing jetties in Lugdunum. Okay, Lusitania, how are they doing? They're barely ahead on food again. We're on the razor's edge in a lot of places as far as food goes, so we're going to have to start focusing on that really hard, I think, in a little bit, which is going to drop our public order in a couple places as well. This place is having problems, but it's also getting improved. Their food is okay and is going to be okay once that upgrades. We could also upgrade the vineyards, but that doesn't increase the food production over there. Caesarea. Okay, well, we could actually build a governor's house in Caesarea here. Not right now, but pretty soon. Maximus Sequenorium is unhappy. They're getting -10, which is kind of a whopping. We'll build a capital there next turn, I think, definitely. Narbo is at neutral, which is good. Sirmium over here, well, they're going to have some problems other than rebels, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Can we get you guys down to Sirmium? Yes, I can. Can I get any mercenaries that are any good here? Not really. Okay, so the thing is, I kind of want to get... Yeah, I can get you guys down to Sirmium, and I can get someone else over to Sopianie. Or Severia, rather. I don't think this army can reach Iuvavum right now. And hopefully these guys will attack me in Severia, because we've got enough garrison here that we could win that fight pretty handily. And I could potentially then try and chase down the remnants using Flavius Stilicho. So we're still in a slightly defensive stance over here. Let's go ahead and crush these rebels over in this region. There's no reason to let them hang around. Why are you guys still alive? This isn't a mercenary augur, is it? No, it's not. Good. Alright, they're going to run off, and then they're going to get crushed. They ran around a forest in some sort of cheap extra movement points kind of way, but you know what? Not enough, buddy. You and your cheating... Alright, Tilliferdum is now owned by the Franks, so I think that there might be some wandering... Saxons around, or they might be annihilated as a faction. I don't actually know which. We'll find out. Alright. What? Oh my god. Okay, well, you know what? That is the most retarded auto-result. I actually have to go back and do this, because I can't afford to lose all these Federati spears. That's so stupid. That... Oh my god, that's so painfully stupid. Anyway, I will be right back. Alright, so... I don't actually know why it took me back here. It should have taken me back to that fight screen, but I just want to sort of take a look at why the hell did that happen. It's probably because they've got a Kantari E unit. Sometimes, like, the AI gets those shot cavalry units, and they're allowed to just immediately snipe one of your units when you do an auto-resolve, so I think that might be what happened there. Still, really annoying, a little bit weird. But, no, let's go ahead and do that. I should actually check really quickly. Do the Saxons still exist? Or were they eliminated here? I don't think that the Saxons exist anymore. Oh, no, there they are. Okay. They've decided to go up to the Jutland. I don't actually know what... Skanza. Okay, I keep calling it Jutland because I don't actually know what it's called, but... Interesting. They're at war with, like, everybody. They're not at war with the Jutes, though. They might be there seeking asylum, essentially. Alright, interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to check that, because I noticed that Tuliferdum had actually been taken by the Franks. So, good for them. Alright, let's go ahead and fight this one on the battlefield, because apparently auto-resolve really hates my deck. Alright, so here we are on the battlefield. I don't want a foggy day here because we have got artillery and a decent amount of shooting. They didn't have that much either, so... The fact that, like, I don't have bows or anything is not going to dissuade me too much, because all I've really got is the one unit of Sagittarii, which isn't that threatening to me. Let's go ahead and set up our army. We'll probably have to march forward to come to grips with this enemy here. So, something like this is actually not that bad, but of course I don't want my scout equites up front there. Yeah, there's scouts in the name, but it's not exactly what you use them for. So, we've got different types of spears all lined up in front there, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put those on flaming ammunition there. Let's go ahead and start moving up here. What's kind of interesting... Oh, they're moving towards me. Okay. Let's sort of funnel them through this clearing here. We'll give them a couple of javelins before we move on to our melee engagement here. Now, what is interesting about this composition is that because we've got a second line consisting of Federati spears and a third line consisting of cohors, as their cavalry charges forward, they're likely to get completely annihilated by javelin fire. So I don't need to put these as on skirmish. If I have my lines be brave and hold against them, we should be able to give them enough fire that they can't actually survive trying to attack me. Which would be ideal. Right, I'm trying to get our catapults into position as fast as we can, so we're just rotating and pivoting them right now instead of continuing to move them so they're directly lined up where you would want them to be necessarily. Doesn't actually matter if they're lined up right anyhow. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn you guys off fire at will, though. We could switch our targets over to this cavalry, but I don't actually mind hitting the Limitane in this instance here. Alright, so... yeah, there we are, firing away. Let's go ahead and rapid reload. Not the greatest shot, but 15 kills regardless is not too terrible. We'll switch our shots over to the Kantarii. We have got 2 cavalry on this side, correct? Yes, we have. Okay. We'll need them so that each of them are tying up one of the cavalry units on the side, whatever is left. Those are just scout equites? No, they're equites dalmatae, right? Alright, so we've already taken out 6 of those Kantarii, which is great. They aren't really moving too fast or aggressive with those Kantarii, but you never know what's going to happen. I think they're going to continue moving forward, so I'm not going to panic about the fact that we're taking some bow fire here. And let's see that cavalry running in. Scout equites are running in. Right, that's your new target. We got down to a very low number of Kantarii.
The enemy is attacking our general!
Alright, because of the way that they're approaching, I kind of actually do need to retreat these guys all here. They are running straight into the front of spears, though. And they are also taking shots from my cohorts over there. I'm going to let my cohorts continue firing for a little bit. Looks like we do want to charge over here. We'll get our general engaged in the fight here. Let's get you guys turned around. I don't want you continuing to fire at us. Alright. And I don't have to be overly happy on the pursuit here, because I don't need to wipe out individual units. They do lose their army regardless at this point. I need to keep an eye out on their general so that he doesn't get my cavalry. So we're going to come at them with 2 different units of our infantry here. Federatis, kill those guys. Alright. So when that general has 2 different units to sort of keep track of, that really benefits us when we want to get around to these Sagittarii. Alright, let's just get them down to shattered. This general is taking some hits. Taking some really good hits from that artillery there. Alright, so this happened to be a much, much cleaner fight than the AI was auto-resolving to. Let's go ahead and start getting some of our cohors up, ready to fight that general. We get these cavalry back around this way, because we want him sort of lured back towards the catapults here, where I can continue firing at him from slightly closer range. Ooh. Ouch. That was a good hit. Wow. Holy crap. Yep, there they go. Who was this again? General Blasis. Alright. Let's go ahead and end battle. They shouldn't have any army left after that, regardless of whether or not I wiped out everything. Because they've already had a retreat, and you can see the effects that, like, not auto-resolving that had. Like, it doesn't matter if I lose lots of troops, as long as I don't get a unit wiped out. Like, that's ridiculous. Ugh, good lord. I should actually recruit Federati Spears more often. They're just such a good unit. The problem is that you have to build, like, that infantry barracks, and I think they take longer to recruit as well, maybe. I can't remember for sure, actually. Alright. Yeah, those were some really good artillery hits there. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, it only credits the catapults for 25 kills, because those are the people directly hit by missiles, but the fire damage still does cause a lot of extra damage that doesn't go accounted for there. Alright, let's get the cash. I wanted a little bit of cash. And we can improve the integrity through other means anyway. It goes up every turn, so I think that little bit of extra money is going to go a long way. Alright, you guys. I could get even more integrity so I can keep getting money like that, but I don't think I need it too much. Let's start working towards the extra bit of cunning that we can get from Vir Illustris. So if we get that, we'll be able to do night attacks. Otherwise, we can't. But can I get back up to Colonia Agrippina? No. So let's, for now, just go to Augusta Trevorarum, and that will increase the happiness there quite a bit. Okay. Let's just click on that so we can get rid of... There we go. Alright, so what are we going to have to do here? Are they going to attack me there? Like, is there anything that's happening there? I don't really think there is. I get the feeling like there isn't. So, what can we spend the last bits of our money on? Well, also, where do we have another rebellion? I think it was down here. Right, and these guys weren't as intimidating to me, and I could also pick up a decent number of mercenaries. So let's go ahead and get these 3, I think. I don't need the pikemen that much. We can let them sit there. Pikes are just not useful for these smaller scale battles, and they aren't useful when you're taking to the field against small armies, so let's go ahead and take the fight to them. Alright, so they've also got a unit of Palatina Guards, so it's the same as a general unit. They've got at least 1 unit of Balistarii. They've got the Equites Dalmate. I'm guessing either 2 Scout Equites, given the way the balance bar is, but they might be something else. Like, this might be a case of them having, what are they called? Exploratores. So we'll see on the battlefield. Alright, so here we are in the battlefield with our small mercenary band here. We're going to go ahead and run back to here. I don't want to be too exposed in case they decide to charge at me or something. We can see them off in the distance over there, but we'll go ahead and wait till we've got our reinforcements. They always seem to come to my left, I've noticed. Like, I've started deploying and assuming that they'll always deploy slightly on my left, but... in any event...
Look! Friendly banners! Our reinforcements arrive!
Alright, there we go. Alright, let's reorganize a bit here. Now, these axe units here, if I don't get them charged by cavalry, will be able to completely wreck through pretty much anything, so we're going to be a little bit more cautious with them than we normally would be. This is a bad army composition in many respects, but, like, I typically like having a lot more heavy melee than I've got here, but we'll have our sort of heavy melee a little bit behind. And what I can do here is have my frontliners of cohors and comitatensis, relatively durable units, relatively expendable because they are my garrison, get smashed by the enemy units, and then have my general and axes charge in afterwards. The axe infantry, so fragile that I can't really just charge in ahead of time, but and our general, of course, is our general. It's a little bit too important, although we have plenty of generals right now. We could actually afford to lose a couple. Let's go ahead and grab these guys up into a hot group and start marching towards our destiny. Fantastic. Alright, let's get up to about here. We'll send probably the slingers since we're going to disband them, and you never know when you're going to need your archer garrison being up at full strength. So let's move up to about here with these guys, and we'll send our slingers up front to take some shots. What do we need to prioritize in terms of targeting? Equites Dalmate, Scout Equites, Scout Equites. Belstarii, Omitane. In terms of shots, there's nothing really great to prioritize. Their units are all kind of low quality. It's probably the Equites Dalmate that are probably the most dangerous thing to shoot at, so we'll go ahead and shoot at them. Let's go ahead, move up you guys straight ahead here. We don't want the slash going hitting my archers here. There we go. And you can see that we are getting shot at now. Perfect. Actually, we could kill the crossbows. Why don't we shoot at the crossbows? They're probably more dangerous than the cavalry are. Alright. Got, yeah, this is all going fine here. I think that our slingers take less damage from this sort of stuff anyway. So, doing okay here. Why do slingers not take casualties when archers do? This makes no sense. Alright, a friend of mine is cooking. I'd say that this is irrelevant information, but I actually tell my friends when I'm doing that too. Alright, let's go ahead and get you guys back into tight formation. And I know that we're going to be getting shot at by crossbows a little bit, but that's not actually a huge deal for me. Alright, let's redo these formations a little bit, just so that I know for sure. We could try and get these guys to go around and hunt the Equites Dalmate. That might be a good idea, but we'll take them off of that. Or we could try and get around to their general, maybe. Set this back to normal speed. Okay, you guys, probably about here. If I get to there, we'll be in range of them with our units with a slightly longer range. It's kind of a bad angle, actually, but we should be able to hit their crossbows from outside of their range with our superior long range here. Start popping precision shot, and we should be able to cause some good kills on those guys pretty rapidly here. Alright, so are we within range? We must be. Alright, so you guys are on skirmish behavior and at fire at will. Alright. Let's have our comitatensis come around to meet these guys in a fight. Alright, let's get these guys into this fight here. Crap, these guys are coming all the way around.
The enemy is attacking our general.
Alright, so not exactly our best engagement by any sense. We'll be able to pound these guys a little bit. We should be able to kill all of these cavalry off pretty quickly here. I need to make sure that we're not getting near the corner of the table there. We want to kind of go over here a bit. Damn it. Come on. There we go. Managed it. You guys get back here. Okay, you guys need to chase there.
The enemy have rallied their units.
So I figured. Alright, you guys continue firing at these Nope, not the general. At those guys, at the crossbows. Oh crap, table edge. Need to fire precision shots there. Kill those Equites Dalmatae if I can, or at least keep them out of the fight. In all honesty, if that... keeping them out of the fight is probably enough here. Orban, get in there. Palatina guards advance, scare scout Equites up into this fight here. We should be able to win the skirmish fight to a certain extent. This is one of those few times where I wish I had rapid advance rather than precision shot. It's actually not that rare. There's a lot of times where I wish I had rapid shot and rapid advance instead of precision shot, but if we can get these guys around, start killing those Balistarii, that would be great, but looks like they're dying on their own accord, so I probably don't need to, but yeah, finishing them off now that they're running is going to be a little bit easier. Might get a little caught on that general, but let's actually just kill these Equites Dalmatae. They're reduced enough that I can probably finish them off here. Alright, these Alright, let's kill these guys, because I think that I don't want to chase down this army all that much.
The enemy are losing ground.
Come on, you guys. Alright, those guys are toast. Limitane are not going to be able to outrun my archers there, so I'm not too worried about that. These guys have gotten caught up on my cavalry raiders again. And I think I got the charge bonus against them without, so that should be an easy win for them, yeah. Oh, those Equites Dalmatae are dropping like flies. Alright. I think we've covered up all of this melee attack here. I don't know, those guys still have a couple members. Let's go ahead and get these guys up into the fight, though, I guess. I love how these this general is in shield wall, just sort of slowly creeping towards my guys there. Let's get you guys up here. Let's attack with mounted brigands here so I can get my archers free. You know what, let's actually also get our cohors and something like that so I can potentially get these archers out of this chase. Alright, well, oh, congratulations, General, you've made it into contact with these Equites. Well, I'm just going to run away now. It was all for naught, General. Alright, let's try and lure him sort of more towards this way. Yeah, I think I lost like 4 cavalrymen, but I really don't care. Anyway. Oh, those mounted brigands must be exhausted or something. They're moving really slowly, yeah. Alright, let's get our Sagittarii back around here. Firing at these guys. Actually, let's just have you guys charge. It doesn't really matter that much. Yep, not mobile testudo. Damn it. That has completely caused all of my game to just die. It's like, mobile testudo, what kind of idiot would do that? Alright, let's get you guys to go frenzy here. Just want to kill this guy really fast.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
God damn it. Don't want to shoot into that combat there, really, so we're just going to leave it be for a second. This general's Palatina Guard there, look at that damage. Taking it just on the chin there. 142 kills, 150. So many quick kills on those mercenary Germanic warbands. It's such a good unit when you're fighting squishy sword units. And Palatina kind of are actually kind of squishy. Alright, those guys have been caught up. Yeah, let's go ahead and crush this army. I don't want to... You know what, actually, no, we will fight another fight. We'll go ahead and get out of this one and see if we can fight another one, because then I can get more experience from my general, and we should be able to auto-resolve this, no problem. I thought Various Praetex Tatus was actually one of our governors. Maybe we need to check that, because if we actually had one... Alright, so here we are. As you can see, there's a little bit of them left, so we're gonna go ahead... I'm gonna take the money here again. So bring us up over 2,000 again. That's nice. Pays a little bit for those mercenaries that we had to take on there. We can go ahead and level up this guy now. What can we do here? Why don't we give him this, because he's going to be doing this sort of job a lot. We'll go ahead and get these. Foreign interest, that's his loyalties -1. Fantastic. Alright, let's check this. I thought we had a Various Praetex Taxus or something. Huh. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, we've got a couple disloyal people. What are we going to do about this one, though? I don't know. Like, he's got the disloyal trait, so it's just going to be a problem with him. Anyway, let's go ahead and trash these guys. I mean, I could start getting my disloyal generals killed, but I'd rather not. I'd rather secure their loyalty. This time we'll actually go ahead and take on warriors, because the amount of money we get for that, completely pathetic. Okay, what have we got here? +2 happiness in this region, so let's go ahead and disband this army. I think that'll change it to +0 happiness, but that should be okay. Yeah, +0. We'll want to increase the happiness here in this region somehow, but we've got a couple of turns at which point we can probably build something like a church, maybe. That would be good, potentially. Yeah, I think we're getting some religious turmoil, actually, in this province, so... religious differences is 4, so yeah, a church here. Why are we at -3 from raiding here? Because we've killed the raiders. Unless that counts as the ocean raiding. No, there's no ocean raiding here. Okay, well I guess that'll just go away pretty soon. Oh, we got another level on this guy. I don't really care. We're gonna get up to preach intolerant. Actually, no, that was the wrong one. We want to get to distract foreign agent there, in case we get someone spamming those sort of things here. Getting betray would actually be also quite strong, so... Compromise command, encourage mutiny. I don't know. I think that path that we've got them is pretty much what we're going to have them on, because realistically, that's all we can really do with them. Alright, we had the ability to attack over here. Let's go ahead, do this. It's a shame that I don't have a little bit more, but these guys have taken attrition from something. Was it winter last month? It was. Okay, so they've lost a bunch of dudes, so this should be a little bit easier than it would otherwise be. Ooh, okay, so they've got a fairly tough army here. They've got 4 solid infantry. I've got 4 solid infantry as well, but the Palatina here probably better than what I've got. They've got the Balstar E, they've got the Equites Dalmate and Cantare E. We'll take advantage of the fact that they've only got the an onager, so they've functionally got 1 less unit than I have. We outnumber them in terms of manpower pretty well. Their Comitatensis and their Palatina here aren't as strong as ours, just because they're losing out on some numbers there. So, okay, I think we can do this. Let's go ahead and fight this one on the battlefield. Okay, here we are in the jillionth little crapstack rebellion that we're putting down. It's good times. This one might be a little bit harder since we are basically down a unit, but I think we've got enough going for us. I'm not too worried if they rush us this time, because I don't think... I sort of remember that they probably won't if they've got a catapult. So, oh, shit. Maybe it's to whatever side I pan to.
Our reinforcements enter the fray!
Just when I thought they was coming from my left. Okay, well, whatever. Alright. Let's get our Comitatensis all together, our cohors all together. Let's get you all up here. I probably should actually upgrade my infantry pretty soon so that I've got Legio instead of cohors, because it's going to get harder and harder trying to fight these sort of fights with cohors, because they're so crap. Like, look at that attack stat, 14. That's what is this? You'd think that the Roman heavy infantry would be kind of like the defining feature and be what's good about them, but like the stats on these guys is so bad. I mean, I guess their armor is good, and the fact that they can withstand a lot of missile fire is okay, but like when you're on this difficulty, that doesn't really happen. Like, that's not what happens when you stand out in front of missile units. You just get shot and then die. Alright, yeah, we're mostly worried about the Cantare East, so we're gonna stand like that. Alright, we'll have to take a charge on the chin from something. Let's go ahead and move you guys over here, you guys over here. Straighten these guys out a bit by going like that. There we go. So, likely they'll charge on my flanks with the cavalry there, so... If they come straight down the center, then I'll have my general reinforce the center line. Alright, we'll move up about to here, I think. Don't want to run into the middle of their catapult fire. They are in some interesting terrain there. It's going to make it harder for me to get at them with my slings and bows, but at the same time, if we can get into the tree line, we can negate a little bit of that Cantare E charge. Actually, let's just move up the whole brick just a tiny bit more. Where's the line? Okay, we'll get to here, and then we'll move up these guys. We'll see if our theory holds true that slingers take less damage from artillery fire than archers do. Doesn't look like it. I think that was just a fluke last time. Oh yeah, now they're taking way more. Just getting hit right in the face with those boulders. Fantastic. Yeah, it was so weird that they weren't taking any damage in that last fight. Must have been the positioning was slightly different than here. You'd think those trees would get a little bit in the way of that artillery, but not to be. Wow, they're really pummeling them this time. Getting like 9 of them per volley, some of them. Jeez. I've never seen a catapult do so well against a spread out skirmishing unit. Yeah, they've brought them down to red. Orange, rather. Alright. Let's grab up the group of guys. Start moving out. We want to try and hit the tree line, potentially. But we'll see. Like, I also don't like fighting in the trees because it's hard to see what's going on. Obviously. But we'll endeavor to do our best. I think something automatically put my units back in the order that they were. Probably that grouping order. Alright, let's get to here. I suspect we'll probably put you guys on skirmishing behavior, just so I don't have to pay attention to you when the enemy starts inevitably rushing forward. Ooh, I've got brace with this army. Okay, now they're rushing. Nope. Are they rushing forward? No. Okay. Gotta be a little bit careful here. How long does this last? 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, yeah, they're coming up now.
The enemy are ambushing us.
Are they coming here? Yeah, they're coming. I'd say.
Yes, Commander.
General.
The enemy approaches.
Pop brace.
Units, watch out. Scout equities.
Managed to just barely get into standing position there. Let's get you guys back a bit. Let's get you guys around this way. Let's get you guys around this way to attack those guys. General into a shield wall formation. Let's get you guys up here. So these Kantari should be going down pretty fast. If we can get through those guys, we can get a lot more infantry into the fight in general, which would be helpful. But let's get these guys up here. Alright, we'll move our fire over to these guys. Need to chase these guys down. We can move up with these guys a little bit. And yeah, this is probably going to be another wrap-up for our fight pretty quickly here. Yeah, we're kind of being blocked on our shots there, but let's go ahead and hit that anyway. Let's go ahead and hit a heavy shot. Oh, their cavalry has wiggled its way free. Alright, so we're getting some pretty bad lag here, so I think we're probably at about the hour-long mark here. You know, you've seen this battle a million times anyway. I'm just gonna finish it off. You can see how it's sort of going, same way as always. So, yeah, anyway, I hope you found this episode enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.